Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Divinely Transformed. My name is Lisa, and whether you're new or returning, I'm glad that you're here. Welcome to Aries' reading for the first half of May 2022. You can have Aries anywhere in your chart, and of course, Crosswatchers are always welcome. Before I get started with the reading, let me remind y'all that this is a general public reading, so some, none, or all of it may apply to your situation, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. Also, keep in mind that time is fluid and not linear, which means that for each individual person watching, that means this could have already happened, this could be happening right now, or this could happen in the future. And also keep in mind that we all have free will to change the outcome of any reading at any time for any reason, and then we get blessings and karma accordingly. Also, if the reading doesn't resonate in any of the information that's given, don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. So, hope y'all are doing well. I had a little bit of a stressful 30 minutes, but I'm collecting myself and try not to waste too much of my time and trying to get a little bit ahead on the zodiacs. So I do have something else to do this afternoon, but I think I can do about 2 readings before I go and do that. So I figure I'll get Aries and Leo done today, and I'll be a little bit further ahead than I was before on getting the zodiacs done for the first half of the month. So I am going to go ahead and get started because I've already said my prayers and pre-shuffled off camera. So, Holy Spirit, what does Aries and their cross-watchers need to know for the first half of May 2022? So I got a new Angel Tarot deck. I love it. It's from Radley Valentine. So I've decided to retire the Archangel Power Tarot and replace it with this new Archangel Tarot deck. And I've also brought in a couple of decks that I haven't used in a while, so this reading will most likely be just as long as any of the other ones. So, as we all know, these readings take as long as they take, right? Holy Spirit, what does Aries and their cross-watchers need to know for their highest good for the beginning of May 2022? How are all these changes affecting Aries? Well, we got the Ace of Cups. Ace of Water, I love it. Falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship. Spiritual growth and enhanced intuition. And somebody might be moving into a new home here. Probably a lot of them, because a lot of these masculines are leaving these karmic partners behind. So a lot of them are moving and finding new homes. Yep, as I said that, the Eight of Cups fell out. The Eight of Water, the desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful and spiritual and emotional growth has occurred, because someone's heart chakra is open, and they really are following their heart space. They want a brand new beginning in love, but the only way to do that is to move on with another person, because the other person involved, they're not cooperative in order to achieve a resurgence of the relationship, because there's just been too much damage done here. So whoever's doing the leaving is very much transforming emotionally and spiritually. Yeah. 3 of Wands, Strength, and the 10 of Wands. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. And yeah, so that's planning for the future. And waiting for your ships to come in. And the strength here is Leo. And so someone could have Leo anywhere in their chart, whether this is you, Aries, or someone that is in your energy here. Someone has great inner strength here. It's time to release harsh judgments. It's time for forgiveness and compassion towards others. And we have the Ten of Wands here. All of that negative energy is a burden here. That burden that's weighing down on you, that is telling you that forgiveness and compassion is needed. It's time to let that burden go. To forgive yourself and others involved for whatever has happened, whatever has transpired that has caused you to need this great inner strength here to do this moving on. It's unbearable here with this burden here with the Ten of Fire. Someone's doing too much work. You need to accept help from others because your life is out of balance, Aries, or a Crosswatcher, and some stress-related health concerns could be popping up for you. So this could be about the first house of Aries, and that's all about the house of the self. That's how the world perceives you, and this is about the eighth house of Scorpio as well. That has to do with sex, death, transformation, regeneration, secrets, lies, the hidden, the unseen, the occult, other people's money, wills, inheritances, and taxes. This is about the third house of Gemini as well. Third house of Gemini is about siblings, short distance travel, friends, platforms, social media, and contracts. And this is the house of Aquarius, because we have card 11 here. The house of Aquarius is about goals, dreams, wishes, aspirations, accomplishments, faith, hope, and healing, and humanitarianism. Could also be about the second house of Taurus as well. Self-value, self-worth, the money that you make, your possessions, and how you feel about your body. As well as the 10th house of Capricorn, which is loyalty, dedication, and commitment to doing the hard work. Whether this is hard work in your personal or professional life. So there's someone that is doing way too much work in their personal and or their professional life. It could be both. And but it could be one or the other. So just take it how it resonates for you. There is a new love or a new job offer or a new home that is opening up here for someone here. This is something that someone has been hoping and planning for the future here with this Three of Wands here. So clarifying this Ace of Cups is the Three of Swords. So this new beginning in love is going to break someone's heart. Obviously, these karmics, they're going to be heartbroken whenever they're left behind, because these masculines have fallen in love elsewhere, because these karmics didn't show them love or support or even any kind of goodness and mercy or any kind of gentleness or understanding in any way, shape, or form. So now that these masculines are moving in a new direction, these karmics are heartbroken here because these masculines are breaking these karmic contracts left and right. In this deck, the Three of Swords is card 39, which breaks down to a 12. It's the 12th house of Pisces. 12th house of Pisces is all about that dreamy, feel-good energy, or it's crazy, insane, and chaotic. So this could be about psychic abilities or mental health disorders. So take it how it resonates for you. And it is definitely a past life issue here, which means that you have shared lifetimes with this karmic soulmate before, and you have shared lifetimes before with this divine counterpart that you're falling in love with or have fallen in love with. So both of those you've spent time with before in other lifetimes, at different times in different lifetimes. So you're familiar with both of them. And while one energy is a very loving, dreamy, compassionate, giving energy, another one is very soul sucking, life stealing, very energetically draining. And these masculines have lived that karmic, energetically draining lifestyle for some time now in this lifetime here, and many of them are ready to give that up and release their burdens and go a different way here. Please clarify the Ace of Cups one more time, please, and thank you, Holy Spirit, for Aries and the Crosswatchers for the first half of May 2022. Thank you. So we got the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. So either so for a lot of you, this Queen of Pentacles is these karmic spouses here. I'm a little bit surprised to see it in the upright, though. So because of that, you could be heading towards someone who is a Queen of Pentacles, Sun, Moon, or Rising, who is in the upright. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is financially stable, they're nurturing, and they're hardworking, they care for their home and family, and they're intellectually lucid, and they provide consolation and compensations. This Queen of Pentacles in the upright is card number 55. So this Queen of Pentacles is an agent of change. This is positive change for the better. So so since this is in the upright, this is not the karmic energy, but this is actually the person that you're going towards here. But it is the karmic energy that is brokenhearted, because you're going from a very toxic, codependent Queen of Pentacles, someone who is very financially dependent, to another Queen of Pentacles that is financially independent. They're not toxic, and they're actually the better choice here when it comes to partnerships here. And you could be moving into a new home with a Queen of Pentacles at some point. And that will most definitely hurt these karmic partners. It will break their hearts, but that's what is supposed to happen, because how else are these karmics supposed to learn how to be independent and how not to be so dependent on others that they mistreat other people and expect them and slave drive them to go out there and work and support them so they don't have to go and work? I mean, that's not how you treat people. I mean, I don't care how afraid someone is to work and support themselves. You don't go and you don't treat another person like that, to go and enslave them and make them go and go out there and bust their ass and make them fork over all this money just so you don't have to go and support yourself. That's not fair. And especially not if you're not doing anything to in return for it. You're expecting this service for absolutely nothing, and all you're doing is causing major headaches. You're causing chaos, conflict, competition, jealousy, fights, arguments, and bullshit. And I just don't know what these karmics are thinking. I mean, if you want a free ride, I mean, at least treat people with dignity and respect, not walk all over them like they're not worth any kind of respect or honor. I mean, come on now. Holy Spirit, please clarify the Eight of Cups for Aries and their Crosswatchers for the first half of May 2022. That's really too many cards. Please just make it simple. Please clarify the Eight of Cups for Aries and their Crosswatchers. Please and thank you. Yeah, we got the World in reverse, the Emperor, and the Nine of Swords. So this is saying that these emperors have not, they have not moved on yet. They do have a desire to move on, but they haven't done it yet. Because the World is in the reverse. That karmic cycle hasn't been closed yet, so they haven't left yet. The World in the reverse, it rolls all the fixed signs. All the fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So this is saying that this hasn't happened yet because the World's in the reverse with the Eight of Cups. And then we have the Emperor, Aries, Taurus energy. And this Emperor, in this deck, the Emperor's card 42, it breaks down to a 6. It's a 6th house of Virgo, what you do every day, your reputation, and your physical health. The Emperor is someone who is around or over the age of 35, who is a father, who is, they either have their own business or they are a boss at their employment. And if they're not a boss, they are someone that is highly looked up to, respected in their positions. And the Emperor here is in this Nine of Swords energy. That's why they haven't closed the cycle yet, because these emperors are in anxiety. They're overthinking and they're worrying and they're really having trouble sleeping because they really want something more meaningful. And they are spiritually growing, they're emotionally growing, and they know that there's, that this situation is over and it's really up to them to end it, and they're overthinking and they're in a lot of anxiety about it, and they're really just very nervous and very, very worried about what's going to happen whenever they leave here. The Nine of Swords is the 9th house of Sagittarius. It's all about higher learning, universities, religion, spirituality, long distance travel, expansion, philosophy, and psychology. A lot of these emperors, they could have a fear of change, and it makes them uncomfortable, but they're really just wanting to expand. They want something better. And they're tired of the restrictions. And that's all they've been experiencing has been restriction after restriction after restriction, anxiety, panic, just a lot of heartbreak too. And it's weighing too much on these emperors here, and it is causing stress on their bodies, and it is changing their health status. And I really think that that's also playing a part of this too. They're noticing stress changes in their bodies, and a lot of these emperors are worried about their health from all of these burdens that they're carrying from having to deal with all of the stress, having to deal with this karmic, and having to deal with wanting to leave this karmic and wanting to do something else, and what this karmic's going to do whenever they go in another direction, etc., etc. But this is a purification period, and it's just a time to get over your fears and face them, and just do exactly what your heart is calling you to do, to move on, to leave, to really stand in your power and stand up for yourself here. Please clarify the Three of Wands for Aries. And I really love how you're showing up in your own reading, Aries. Standing tall in the Emperor energy. I like that. And you're almost there. It's just like you got to get past the obstacle of fear, and it's only just a little hurdle, but you've got all that fuel in your engine, you know, firing you and keeping you going here. But it's just, it's that worry, it's that what if, you know, what is, you know, all of this that's going on, etc., etc. Clarifying the Three of Wands is the Four of Wands in the reverse. So your home situation's not happy, it's not stable, it's not peaceful, it's not loving at all. There's no unconditional love within your home. These Emperor's homes with these karmics, they're extremely stressful, extremely chaotic, and extremely unhappy and unstable and unsafe, and there's no peace in these homes. There's no romance in these homes either, but there are children involved. Romance, children, pets, creativity, matters of the heart, and risk-taking. So, but no one's happy in this home. There's a lot of, there's financial stability in these homes, but these homes are extremely unhappy and chaotic here. And there's no peace in them because these karmics, they're not at peace. We got the Three of Wands again. So when you're unhappy and you're feeling unstable within yourself, and then that transpires into your home environment, that's actually something that was manifested through someone's very shitty energy here. Please clarify the Three of Wands here. We got the Hermit in reverse. This is imposed isolation, forced isolation. Someone who is very lonely because they force themselves to stay in a situation that isn't changing, that isn't transforming. There's no spiritual progress within this very unhappy, unsafe, and unstable, unpeaceful home. And the marriage, the relationship is in the reverse. It's fallen apart. It's corrupt. There's nothing worth saving here. There's no fairness, there's no justice, and there's no balance in this relationship here. And there's nothing else to do but leave and move on. And whenever that happens, these karmics will be in deep regret and heartbreak with the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. Five of Cups is all about guilt and remorse and depression and sadness and regret. And in this deck, the Five of Cups is card 43. Breaks down to another 7. It's the 7th house of Libra and partnerships. There really needs to be a lot of balance in partnerships, and there isn't any balance in these karmic partnerships because these karmics don't know how to be balanced or fair because they are so damaged and they are so unhealed that they don't have the first clue on how to control themselves, be balanced or fair, or any of these things, because these karmics have been used to they're living in their trauma programming. Holy Spirit, please clarify the strength. Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Please clarify strength for Aries. Got the Hanged Man. So we have Leo and Pisces here. So the Hanged Man is about waiting. Now there's some obstacles here. There's a delay because someone needs a new perspective. Someone needs enlightenment here. What is the delay about? please and thank you. Yeah, the delay is the Two of Cups in the reverse. There's a delay in dissolving this unbalanced, unloving partnership here. It takes a lot of great inner strength to walk away from a marriage that you put your all into. You put all your heart, your mind, your soul, your energy, your money, your time, your strength into, and you didn't get anything back. And it takes a lot of inner strength to say, well, I didn't get out of this what I put into this. So I think the best thing for me to do is just for me to move on, because we've been trying to work things out for a long, long time. Nothing's working out. Things are just getting worse and worse and worse. And, you know, these masculines, they just can't take it anymore. And what this is waiting on is that open and honest conversation. These masculines have been procrastinating that conversation for some time, which is why, you know, the Hanged Man is here, and it is in the upright. So it's whenever they decide that they're ready to be honest about their feelings, about wanting to leave these karmic marriages because they're stagnant, they're not loving, they're not moving forward, there's no growth, there's no expansion, there's only restrictions, there's only chaos, there's only stress, there's only bullshit, and, you know, there's only so much of that people can take. So, yeah. So in this deck, the Hanged Man is card 21. It breaks down to a 3. It's the third house of Gemini. It's about friends, platforms, social media, siblings, short distance travel, and contracts here. And there is a delay in the breaking of this karmic contract here, because these masculines are looking for the inner strength to do so. They're looking for the courage to be able to do that without fear. These masculines are definitely losing possessions and losing money, staying in these karmic marriages, and it's starting to do a number on their self-value and their self-worth here. In this deck, the Two of Cups is card number 19 in the reverse, so that's a 10 in the reverse. Is the 10th house of Capricorn. There's been no loyalty, no commitment, no dedication on these karmics' part for them to do any work on themselves. Many of these karmic feminines are unemployed, expecting handouts from these karmic masculines, and that's, you know, extra stressful, especially in the times that we live in, where inflation has happened and so many jobs are open and not enough people want to be working to be filling these jobs. And the times are way too stressful to be unemployed, especially with, like I said, inflation of everything that, you know, going up and up and up, and everything is so expensive. And it's rude to expect and force another person to bear the brunt of providing for a whole entire family, when another person could be doing some help and they're not doing anything to help. They're just, you know, making that burden and stress even more burdensome and full of pressure. And it's just an added weight that is unnecessary, because when a husband and wife, they should be on the same page. They should be working together, collaborating together. If they're not both employed, the other one should be just as busy outside of the home as the other one is outside of the home. And that's just not happening here. And these masculines are bearing the brunt of these karmics work too, and they have been for a long time, and it's proven to be too much. Please clarify the Ten of Wands. Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Please clarify the Ten of Wands for Aries and their Crosswatchers. Four of Swords. It's time to heal. Heal this burden, to release it, to rest, to focus, to meditate on why you're doing too much work, why you're bending over backwards for these karmics and overworking, why you're not accepting help from others, why you're not getting help from others, why your life is out of balance because you're doing too much, you're bending over backwards, and you're people pleasing, emperors, and it's not working. All you're doing is stressing your own self out. And so there's, you know, some time that's going to be needed to be spent by these emperors to sit and in contemplation and just rest and focus on, you know, hey, and just recognize, hey, I'm doing way too much here. This other person ain't helping me. This is too much. This is too stressful. There's stuff going on with my physical health, whatever that is for you. And this is time for healing. This is time for getting to the bottom of it. Please clarify the Ten of Wands for Aries and their Crosswatchers, please and thank you. We got the Page of Swords. So that's watching, stalking, spying, observing. Please clarify the Page of Swords. What are these emperors watching? Yeah. So we've got the Lovers in reverse and the Five of Pentacles in the upright. So they've really got their eye on their divine counterpart here with the Lovers, and it's time to really recognize that connection, the divine connection that y'all emperors have ignored, left out in the cold, and there's no balance here because there was no work put into this because you were already dealing with this other stuff. So there's no joy and pleasure. There's no balance or cooperation in this divine love connection because these emperors have been ignoring it here. But even though they've been ignoring their divine counterparts, they've still been watching, stalking, spying, and observing, and there's been no communication here with this Four of Swords here. No communication. And that's stressful on these masculines too. The Lovers is Gemini in the reverse, and we have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is also about, it talks about being in poverty, whether that is actual literal financial poverty. This could just be spiritual and emotional poverty. I mean, just the beginning of poverty, right? Because these masculines didn't embrace the love. They chose the responsibility that they felt towards these karmics, where there was no love, there was no fun, there was no enjoyment. It was all about providing and responsibility. And so they left their true love out in the cold, and they had ignored their true love, their divine counterpart here with the Lovers in the reverse. Focusing on the one relationship that yes, it was the closest and nearest and dearest to them, but it was the one relationship that they needed to learn to find out that these karmic situations weren't for them. They needed to really learn that. Please clarify the Ten of Wands for Aries and their Crosswatchers, please and thank you. 8 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands reversed. Yeah. So another burden is that y'all went down the wrong path in life here because you chose work, responsibility, and providing here. And it wasn't the best decision to make because it took away from your self-value, your self-worth, took away from your finances, it took away from your possessions, and it took away from feeling good about your body here. I mean, you just poured everything into everything you had into work here. And you're working too hard, and it's created a heavy burden on you as well. So there's these emperors, they have so many burdens that they're dealing with. They're dealing with the burdens of dealing with these karmics. They're dealing with the burdens of wanting to leave, but feeling like they're obligated to be there. They're dealing with the burdens of putting all of their focus into work and ignoring their problems. It's a 1:11 on the clock here, 1:11 p.m. So this is the time of new beginnings, and these emperors are totally seeing that they really just focused too much on work and responsibilities, and they didn't focus on what they wanted. They didn't focus on their emotions. They didn't focus on their heart or anything like that. They just they decided that wasn't important, and they tried to ignore it, and that made them very unhappy here. That really just added to these emperors' stress, added to these emperors' heartbreak, and added to the worry, the anxiety, and the depression, and everything that these emperors are putting up with and bearing for the sake of these children that they have fathered with these karmics. Holy Spirit, please clarify the Ace of Cups for Aries. Please clarify the Ace of Cups for Aries and Crosswatchers. Thank you. So this is what I'm getting here. With this Ace of Cups, with this Queen of Pentacles, with the Wheel of Fortune, that means this is divine timing here for this brand new beginning in love with the high vibrational Queen of Pentacles, the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, that could have Sagittarius anywhere in their chart. Wheel of Fortune is a new karmic opportunity opening up for love, unconditional love, with someone who is more on the same page as you. The Queen of Pentacles, in my opinion, is the Court card, the Minor Arcana card for the Empress, because this is someone who is focused on their career and their home and their family, and they take care of their home, their family, and they're good with their finances here. And we got this karmic energy represented with the Three of Swords here, and clarifying the Three of Swords is the Eight of Cups in the reverse and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is saying that these karmic energies, they're going to keep trying to return because they don't want to change. They don't want the situation to change, and they're not going to transform as long as you continue to give them what they want. And they're going to try to continue to get that financial provision, that financial stability, that residential stability for as long as they possibly can. They're going to try to trick. They're going to try to lie, cheat, steal, con their way into doing this. And this Eight of Cups in the reverse also talks about someone who is extremely emotionally immature here. And then we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. That is someone who is uncooperative. They're not on the same page. They are not working with you. They are absolutely working against you. And this karmic will always return to working against you and always return to breaking hearts, because this karmic is perpetually heartbroken, and they haven't healed. They refuse to heal. They refuse to cooperate with others. They refuse to just grow up and act their age and be more mature here. But as long as you're moving forward towards love, you're going to have so many opportunities abound financially, in love, and success, and all of that. But if you stay with the karmic, then you will stay in restriction and lack. You move forward towards, towards love with your divine counterpart. That's where your expansion is. Are you tired of being restricted and choked and oppressed and having these karmics having their fucking foot on your neck to keep you down? Are you tired of it yet? Because whenever you are truly, truly tired of it and you're done with it and you're ready to move forward, your whole world and your whole future will change just like that. Because the restrictions that y'all emperors are feeling, you're only feeling that because you haven't left these karmics yet. And that's all the universe wants you to do. That's all the universe has been trying to get you to do for months or even years for some of y'all. With the Eight of Cups, let's clarify the Eight of Cups here. Eight of Cups, the World, the Emperor, and the Nine of Swords. So, yeah. Eight of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. You're walking away from a really horrible situation that has really done a number on your health, mentally, physically, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, whatever, all of it. And you're being guided to walk towards your future. Your future is something that you're extremely passionate about, but it could be a little bit of a difficult beginning here, because the Ace of Swords, that's a difficult beginning. This is a difficult conversation that needs to be had. And these emperors are, they're definitely in love elsewhere, and you need to have that honest back and forth conversation with these karmics. That they're in love with someone else. They're attracted to someone else, and this truth needs to be said. And as long as this truth is procrastinated, the longer these emperors are continuing to be and stay unhappy in these uncomfortable karmic situations here. The bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. You have burning passion and desire to offer this love to your divine counterpart. But yet, you haven't done it, and that's making y'all sad, emperors. There's a lot of guilt, shame, regret, and remorse here, because these emperors want to give this love offer, but that they're having a hard time. They've been having a hard time with being afraid to tell the truth, being honest about it, having that conversation. They've been holding back quite a bit, keeping this secret to themselves, that yeah, they're attracted, they're in love with and attracted to someone else, and they haven't done anything about that, and they haven't told the karmic, they haven't told their divine counterpart. And this offer of love, this revealing of feelings, this whatever this is, this hasn't been expressed. And there's a lot of sadness about that from these emperors. Got the Five of Cups twice, so there's a lot of guilt, shame, regret, and remorse going on here. And I'll bet you that these emperors are just mirroring these karmics here. All right, so Holy Spirit, please clarify the Three of Wands for Aries. Three of Wands. Three of Wands for Aries and their Crosswatchers, please and thank you. So we have the Four of Swords reverse, we have the Death in reverse, and the King of Swords in reverse. There is a lot of anxiety and a lot of worry and a lot of fear about changing their situation and about being honest. There is a lot of anxiety, worry, fear about transformation, about telling the truth, being honest, having this conversation, being in your integrity. Lots of fear here. But the more you dwell on it, the more you manifest an abundance of this fear and this depression and this unhappiness, right? I'm seeing that someone has manifested in an abundance of extremely low vibrational energy, which is adding to your misery here. And a lot of it is because you were afraid to be honest to begin with. Because you were afraid to hurt people's feelings. You were afraid to end situations. You were afraid to end relationships that were not honest or kind or gentle with you. You were just afraid to do anything, so you didn't do anything at all. You just took it. And that weighed down on you very significantly, emperors. Whenever you're not in your truth and your authenticity, and when you're not in your integrity about your feelings, your desires, your plans, your dreams, whatever, that weighs on you. It's a burden. And I just see like a real abundance of bad energy here. And it's all because mostly of fear of change and fear of telling the truth, fear of communication. Please clarify the Three of Wands for Aries and the Crosswatchers, please and thank you. When you start being able to express yourself openly, yeah, it's a burden. 10 of Wands, it's too much. And you've manifested your own burden because of this fear of change and this fear of communication, fear of telling the truth, fear of being honest about your feelings and your thoughts here. It's created a massive burden. And it's been going on for a long time, the Knight of Pentacles. So a lot of y'all emperors, so if this stress has been going on for a long time, a lot of y'all emperors are really experiencing a lot of health related issues going on. Physical health, mental health, emotional health. And it could be fairly serious here. So it could be one of the biggest reasons why you're just on this shit, because you know, when it comes to leaving this situation, because you're just like, I can't take this shit anymore. This shit is going to kill me and I will explode or implode or whatever. And these emperors are finally realizing, I can't take this anymore. There is better out there for me, and I need to go and pursue that avenue, because I stayed. I tried to work this shit out. This shit didn't get any better. It just got worse. So what can you do? When the other person isn't working with you, they're working against you. Whenever they're not trying to better themselves or the situation at all. When there's only one person in the situation trying, it's a burden. And it weighs down. And it creates pressure until you explode and can't take it anymore. Holy Spirit, please clarify strength for Aries and their Crosswatchers, please and thank you. Strength. Thank you. Yeah, so we have the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Six of Cups in reverse. This is who you need to be forgiving emperors. And emperors, they need to be forgiving you, but you can't force them to forgive you. They're going to have a hard time forgiving you because you're walking away from them. So they're really going to have a hard time with that first. But you really need to forgive this person. But just because you forgive them doesn't mean you continue to keep working with them, keep trying to take them back and everything else. I mean, Six of Cups in reverse, there's no chance or hope of reconciliation with this very unloving, very emotionally manipulative, very immature karmic. This is someone who is not loyal, not loving, not generous, not kind at all. They're not nurturing in any capacity towards you or your children because of deep-seated childhood wounds, because of trauma from child abuse and neglect from their own past. They basically turned into their own mother, which is very unloving and unnurturing. The bottom of the deck is the Devil, very toxic, very controlling, very oppressive, full of addictions and codependency, very possessive, very controlling, oppressing. And at the top of the deck is the Eight of Wands in the reverse. This person is these karmic feminines are actively still actively doing spell work against you, emperors. They're not going to stop. Now, they're blocked from the universe, right? But they're still doing this spell work to keep you there, to keep you forking your money over to them, to keep this shaky home foundation standing somehow. You really, really need to protect yourself against the toxic behaviors and the toxic ways of this karmic partner. This is where the strength is really going to need to be coming in. The strength against that codependent part of yourself that wants to continue to provide for this nasty person who doesn't appreciate you, that only expects you to go out there and put your health on the line and for them, so they don't have to do all the hard work that you do. This is someone with Capricorn in their chart. This is someone who you absolutely need to block them. You need to block them out of your life, especially when it comes to communication, because that's how this karmic has been able to keep you stuck and trapped there for so long, because they've been manipulating you with their words, with their emotions, with their spell work, with their thoughts, with their energy, period. 54, 54 on the counter. Please clarify the Ten of Wands for Aries and the Crosswatchers, please and thank you. These karmics, they won't stop doing that chaos magic on you. And the only reason why it's been working up until this point is the fact that you didn't know about it. And then whenever you found out about it, it's still been having an effect because you haven't been doing anything about it. Action has to be taken. You can't ignore this. Yes, this is extremely unfair. It's a burden. There's no balance, there's no justice in this situation because you're doing way more than these karmics could ever even hope to do. And you're just doing too much here. These karmics single-handedly are creating almost single-handedly creating injustice with their lies and their betrayals. And unhappiness, you know, it's just like, but it's not single-handedly, but it's almost, because these karmics are doing 90% of it. All you're doing, 10% of it, Emperors, you're responding and making it worse. The fact that you're responding at all and continuing to entertain this shit is why you find yourself in the chaos that you're in. So we got Libra in the reverse, and then now we've got the Sun here in the upright. So someone has really shown a spotlight on the injustice that you're experiencing in this connection that you're currently in. And your divine counterpart could have actually shown a spotlight on the injustice that you're experiencing through conversation, or maybe this tarot reading does that as well. We got the Star in the reverse. We got someone with Aquarius in their chart that has a lot of healing that they need to do. They don't have any hope. They don't have any faith that things are going to get any better here. Why is the Star in the reverse? Why is the Star in the reverse? We got the Hanged Man in the reverse. Someone with Pisces in their chart is the one that doesn't have hope and faith. What? So the Hanged Man in reverse is all about having clarity on a situation, and someone's very clear in a situation, but they lack hope and faith that things will change here. Who is that? The King of Wands. Why is the Star in the reverse? They don't want to heal. Yeah, they don't want to heal this marriage anymore. They're done trying to fix things. They're done trying to keep this tower from falling here. They really are very clear on this situation. They know that they can't heal this situation. They're in Five of Pentacles energy here. And what's the King of Wands leaving out in the cold? Five of Pentacles. Yeah. The Hierophant reversed, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the Nine of Swords in the upright. So, these masculines are, this is what the masculines are worried about here. This is what they're overthinking and having anxiety about. Ignoring the karmic spouse here. Leaving the marriage out in the cold, ignoring the marriage, ignoring the karmic spouse, and leaving the karmic spouse in poverty and and getting this divorce here. But this is a corrupt marriage here with the Hierophant in the reverse and the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is that greedy, money grubbing gold digger that's not taking care of the home, the family, or the finances appropriately here. And this is a corrupt marriage. And if this isn't a marriage, this is a job at an institution or an organization. But for a lot of you, this is a marriage. And there is a lot of overthinking and worry and anxiety about how these emperors are actually going to do this. They are worried about what these karmics are going to do whenever they stop getting the money, whenever things finally really start happening, like people getting kicked out, people moving out, whatever, you know, whether these masculines kick these karmics out or they just leave, move out and get their own place. It'll be different for everyone, but yeah, there's really just a lot of anxiety and overthinking and worrying about how to go about doing this, because that's exactly what these emperors are wanting to do. That's exactly what they're being led to do, and that's exactly what they're being given no alternative but to do. Holy Spirit, what does Aries and their Crosswatchers need to know for the first half of May 2022? Please and thank you. Yeah, soulmates. Soul connection, partnership, agreement, and soul contract. Palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. Photograph, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. Healing heart, passion, the runner in paradise. So these emperors, they're runners in a codependent relationship. They had a fear of intimacy. They've been listening to ego. And this is them in the process of coming out of that energy here, because they're healing their heart here. Healing from heartbreak. They're gaining their freedom from toxic relationship and addictions here. They're overwhelmed and consumed with passion, these emperors, with insane chemistry with a sacred soulmate or a twin flame. They like each other equally, and they're having fun in paradise here, because there's a lot of happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, and enjoying each other with this new exciting, passionate, unconditional love that is just honest, pure, and true here. So so the runner is going to end up being the chaser here. Might not be talking to your divine counterpart yet, but it's coming as soon as they get through this fear and this worrying and this anxiety about what they want to do and what they're about to do. They're about to be running into complete abundance here. But emperors, you have to keep a positive mindset. There was a lot of negativity here on this board, and you have manifested a lot of negativity into your life. So you can manifest exactly what you want, but you have to keep a positive mindset. You cannot be lying to yourself, being negative. You cannot be restricting yourself. You have to be open and honest and in your integrity. Have gratitude and be blissful. What does Aries and their Crosswatchers need to know for the beginning of May 2022? Clock. Need time, takes time, end time, cycles time to heal and progress. So progress is being made here, but still more time is needed here because these emperors are definitely in this Nine of Swords energy and this Five of Cups energy, Three of Swords energy, Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, very heavily here. But they have a big decision up ahead, and they know it. Holy Spirit, what does Aries and their Crosswatchers need to focus on for healing for the beginning of May? You got stretch. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for staying by my side and motivating me to take excellent care in myself in all ways. So, you need to stretch your bodies, you need to stretch your mind, stretch whatever. You know, just get them bodies moving, get yourself exercising. Holy Spirit, what does Aries and their Crosswatchers need to focus on for healing? We got inner authority. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for supporting me as I take back my power and intuition. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for supporting me as I take back my power and listen to my intuition, desires, and feelings. This is the Emperor coming back to themselves here. That's all these Emperors are doing. So, Emperor, if you find that you're still in this Nine of Swords energy, you're still like in this fear energy of like having this honest discussion that you have been procrastinating and delaying on, that is about your desires and your feelings, it's time to start praying to Archangel Raphael to help you eliminate your fear. Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, any of them, it doesn't matter. You can even pray to God. God will send the angels that he sees fit to come and help you. So if you don't know who to call for and what to ask for, definitely just pray for God to help you, bring you back to your center, and help you work through your fears with confidence here, because you know exactly what you need to do. So there needs to be that motivation to work through your fears concerning your desires and your feelings about communicating them. Holy Spirit, please clarify, or I'm sorry, what do we need to focus on for healing? Use your natural healing abilities, Emperors. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly guiding, encouraging, and supporting my healing work. So you're supposed to be healers. Ask your body for a message if you're not sure. How does your body feel when it comes to making this change? If you're feeling even more guided and more excited to do it, don't ignore your body's message. When you're dealing with these karmics and you're having these back and forth discussions about your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, what you want, what you need, what you're not getting, what hasn't been happening, whenever you're having this discussion with the karmics, pay attention to how your body feels. If you feel sick and gassy or uncomfortable or upset or angry or whatever, any kind of negative, pay attention to that. Because if you're feeling negative, that is to show you what you don't want and what you need to take action on. When something feels good, stop ignoring it. When something feels bad, stop ignoring it. Because that's how y'all got yourselves into these issues. Because you ignored a lot and you swept a lot under the rug, and you ignored your intuition, and you ignored all kinds of red flags in this karmic marriage. And that's why you're at the point that you're at. We have alternative medicine here. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to the ideal healing treatment modality and for giving me clear signs and messages to validate the best path for my well-being. The bottom of the deck is meditation. So definitely benefit you to meditate, get some Reiki healing, heal yourself, do some exercising, get out in nature, focus on service, healing others, meditation. Dear Archangel Raphael, please meditate with me and guide my mind and body to focus upon peace, health, and wellness. Because how you're going to get through this Nine of Swords energy is to focus on peace, health, and wellness. So in addition to praying for courage, pray for peace, health, and wellness, and that should help you say the things that you need to say, do the things that you need to do in order to get going in your brand new beginning. Here we have I was here, and this is the Death card. Your marriage has to transform. It's been stagnant and stuck and shitty for too long, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. It has to change. It has to be eliminated. It's not going to improve. It's only getting worse. I was, it means you, and the key word is obscurity. I was is linked to the yew tree, which in the Germanic world is associated with death. So these karmic marriages are dead. They cannot be brought back to life. And depending on how fast y'all emperors are being honest and in your integrity about your thoughts and your feelings and about what you want, depending on how long you wait to have this communication and take action, you'll be stuck in this this dead restrictive marriage until you speak. And the restriction only gets worse and worse. The intensity of the nightmare gets worse and worse until you decide to speak up. The card depicts a skeleton tormenting a man who is tied to a pole. However, the man appears to be quite strong and perhaps will be able to free himself. This card speaks to us of inner strength and the efforts we must undertake to achieve radical and painful changes, as well as defend ourselves against attacks. This card also speaks of our dark side. All of us have one, and recognizing it is an important step in getting to the root of ourselves. So that's what these divine masculines are in the process of doing, getting to the root of themselves, figuring out what they've done to keep all this going, what they've done to let it get worse, what they haven't done to make anything better, which is, they've done everything but leave the situation. So it's like they're coming to that full realization that the only answer is to leave, and for this marriage to just let it die, because there's nothing healthy in it. There's nothing loving, compassionate, or anything about it. It's just a lot of work, and it's a struggle, and it is very, very draining on the health. Let's think about our ability to defend ourselves from the attacks of others. How much do we know ourselves and our own self-destructive tendencies? Well, these emperors are starting to be clued in on, what they've done and not done to help facilitate these karmic marriages, to keep it going and going and going and going and dragging on and on and on in the worst way possible. So they're starting to see where their personal responsibility is in all of this. And it's all about seeing it, recognizing it, owning it, and forgiving yourself for participating in it, forgiving yourself for, subjecting yourself to all of that, forgiving yourself for staying too long, forgiving yourself for trying too hard, forgiving yourself for whatever, but you cannot blame yourself, emperors, for these marriages failing, because you literally did everything you could do. These karmics didn't do enough to save it, so that's on them. And why should you have to suffer because your karmic spouse decided that they weren't going to try to do anything that was worth doing, that was healthy or beneficial in any way? And instead, these karmics chose to make everything harder, more stressful, and just a lot more difficult than they ever needed to be, because they didn't want to try to do better, be better, or any of that. I was makes us strong, courageous, introspective, and helps us examine and overcome our deepest fears. So that's what they're in the process of doing with this Nine of Swords and the upright here. There's a lot of contemplation. They know exactly what they need to do, but this is all new and different, and these karmics are crazy, and they are out of balance, out of control, and they're not fair at all. So they are naturally worried about what these karmics are going to do whenever they just up and leave the situation. But the only thing you need to worry about is not doing anything at all about it, and keeping things like the way that they have been, because that's adding to the burdens, the Ten of Wands for you. And the whole purpose of our lives is to release our burdens. We're not supposed to carry these burdens for too long. The whole point of having burdens is to recognize that we have them, to release them for our personal freedom. And we live with these burdens for as long as we need to, for us to realize that we don't have to have any of these burdens in our lives in the first place, and we just made our lives harder than they needed to be. So that's what I have for y'all, Aries, for the beginning of May of 2022. If this resonates with you, go ahead and give it a thumbs up so it can, be circulated around for others, so it could help someone else too. So I do appreciate y'all supporting my work in all the ways that you do. And I'll definitely be talking to y'all soon. And, have a good one.